Hello, my name is David Lynch. The art life is a great life. It's coffee and cigarettes, maybe some red wine. It's catching ideas and translating them to one medium or another. In the world of painting, it's getting deep into that world and just getting lost in there, and with paint and different things. And it's just a dream to get in there and find things that you love. It's always an experiment, and it just has to be a certain way, but getting there sometimes it's always thrilling. There's so much happiness in it, but it doesn't always happen in a smooth way. But it's so great to be in it while you're in it deep. I always loved to paint and draw. I felt like this was the life of a painter. I didn't ever think that an adult could be a painter. I never really, I guess, thought about it, but I was on the front yard of my girlfriend's house at night, and I met there a kid who was not going to my high school, but I was in the 9th grade, I think, and he was going to a private school. But I was meeting him for the first time in this front yard on the grass. And we started talking, and during the talk, he happened to tell me his father was a painter. And at first I thought maybe a house painter. Then he said, no, a fine art painter. And a bomb went off in my head. Literally, it was like I had signed up for science classes in math stuff in high school, and in a millisecond, way less than a full second, I only wanted to be a painter after I heard that. It gave me permission, and I knew that was it, and that's all I wanted from that second on. And I got him to take me to his father's studio, which at that time was over in Georgetown. I was living in, this was in Virginia, where I was going to high school. So, and Bushnell Keeler was his father, and my friend's name was Toby. So he took me over to Bushnell's place. It was the real deal studio. I fell madly in love, and that was it. Started me, going. It took a while, but I ended up going to the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, and there were many students who were serious painters. We all became great friends and were workers, and it was beautiful. So Philadelphia, the city, I say, is my greatest influence, but also the people that I met there. And so it was a really good time to get going on painting. And painting led to cinema, so, they sort of split in a way, but I see them both not exactly the same, but like film is moving paintings, but with sound. And so it kind of made sense to me, but as I've said, I just kind of got green lights in the world of cinema. So one thing led to another. I got an independent filmmakers grant while I was in Philadelphia. I made a film called The Grandmother, and that led to being accepted out here. So, but all the time I was painting. When I moved out here, I didn't have any money really. I was married, had a small daughter, and so painting kind of took a quiet back seat for a while. But I always was drawing. I arrived in LA at night, having driven out in a rental truck with my best friend Jack Fisk and my brother John, and we turned left at Sunset and San Vicente, went down about 3 blocks, parked, and went in and stayed with my friend Alan Splett in his apartment. And when I woke up the next morning and came out, I experienced for the first time Los Angeles light. It knocked me out. I was like in a dream, a heavenly dream. I almost got hit by a car. I wandered into the street looking up at the sun, and it was so beautiful. The reason I came out here is I was accepted to the Center for Advanced Film Studies, which was housed at Greystone Mansion in the best part of Beverly Hills, 55-room mansion, American Film Institute, Center for Advanced Film Studies. And so it was a huge deal. I was 24 when I arrived in LA. I was not part of any art world. I was just loving to paint. I love textures. I love organic phenomenon. I think nature is a great teacher. I don't really like flat paintings. I like things protruding or also going in. I like organic things, and I like both sides of evolution, the sprouting and the growing and the blossoming, but I also like the decay, the other side. It's a love of paint, moving paint around, making things on, you know, in a space. Just incredible. Homes are interesting to me. I don't know exactly why. The shape of a house, you know, like a simple, I like childish things. I guess you could say a sophisticated, childish thing is what I love. And I like this one painting, figure witnessing the orchestration of time. I've always liked that a lot. Just, you know, I wouldn't have enough time to tell you how much I love it. Why? I haven't gotten into sewing. I want to take my drawings and transfer them over to embroidery and see what those things look like. I like the idea of sewing things like this wallet. I didn't make this wallet, but I got to unbutton my pants. This is made out of canvas, and it's got a Velcro snap, but it's all like lined, and I was studying it. It's like even the flap here is beautifully sewn. Production designer Patty Norris made this for me, and it's just great. And so you can make all kinds, and it's got like a belt loop. I can put it on my belt if I wanted to, and it's just very good. Yeah. It's packed with money. I get ideas from the world, from the past experiences. I picture trillions and zillions of ideas that we can catch. And the idea is to catch something that you fall in love with and you want to translate to some medium or another. I practice transcendental meditation as taught by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. You can meditate anywhere, anytime, day or night. Doesn't matter. Noise is no barrier. I always say I had one of my best meditations next to a jackhammer, you know, tearing apart a sidewalk. And what's important, people should know and remember the word transcend. Means go beyond. Get to the treasury within each one of us. The treasury is the ocean of pure consciousness, underlying the whole field of relativity, underlying all of matter and mind. And it's a field that's eternal, always been there. Modern science has discovered it, calling it the unified field. Unbounded intelligence, creativity, happiness, love, energy, power, and peace are there for us. Common sense would tell you it'd be very good to experience this field, because every time you truly experience it, when you transcend, you infuse some and you grow in that. And the side effect is negativity starts to lift away automatically, without trying. You can transcend without this technique. People have transcended. I transcended once before I learned this technique by daydreaming. Suddenly I slipped in there. I didn't know what it was. I wanted it again, but I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know what it was. And when people have transcended, you know, between waking and sleeping, you're not asleep yet. You've got your head in the pillow, and you're drifting towards sleep, and in between each state of consciousness that most people experience, waking, sleeping, and dreaming, you can slip into this gap. And I picture it as a round white room with white walls, and there's 3 curtains, red, yellow, and blue, waking, sleeping, and dreaming. But say like you're in the waking, a yellow curtain, and right at the end, before it goes to blue, the sleeping curtain, you can dip in and get that white wall. Otherwise, it's covered. Transcendental meditation you do in the waking state, and you're in the yellow curtain, but it just gets more and more transparent, and then you experience the white wall, the transcendent, and you're rocking. And life gets better and better and better. So I meditate twice a day, and have done it for 46 years. Maharishi's peace greeting groups, people doing transcendental meditation and the TM City program in a group, quadratically more powerful than the same number scattered about. If the group is big enough and on a permanent basis, it can change collective consciousness. Just like it changes an individual, people start feeling better. They start not wanting to blow each other's heads off. They start enjoying life. They start being kind to one another. They feel good in their body. Ideas start flowing. And they get more energy for their work. And all that stress and negativity, it just starts dissipating, and the world becomes a great world, a peaceful world, a happy world. All the secret has always been in this field within. And when peace has come to the earth, you know, planets many times, and it comes this way, just enlivening that field of peace, that's the way it's done. People don't get that. They talk about peace. Talking won't do it. Making a film about it won't do it. It's nice, but you're preaching to the choir usually. The non-peaceful ones don't go see your film. They don't look at that. They don't look at the painting. They don't read the book. You need to change the collective consciousness, and it's pleasant. People who, you know, are filled with stress and are doing things that the stress and anger cause them to do, they start not wanting to do that anymore. And they get to be people that you start liking to hang around with, just naturally. It's beautiful. If the people want to know about a great printing studio in the world, Idem Printing Studio in Paris, 49 Rue du Montparnasse, and Patrice Forrest runs it. I was taken there in 2007 by Hervé Chandez, who ran Foundation Cartier, where I had a show that kind of started a whole new phase going for me in the painting world. And he took me over to Idem Printing Studio. I fell in love with this place. It's the real deal French, old, just like you would dream place. And since then, I've done over 250 lithos there. So I just love this place, a place away from home. I love Maggie and Jim and Bill, who run King Griffin Corcoran Gallery here in LA, and had shows there with them. So it's a great, big, beautiful world.